It's not unusual to come and sit on a hill around this area for 3 and 6 hours and see absolutely nothing, not even a crow.
Well, I kind of feel annoyed because even if we do try really hard, people will still do what they do and they're still ruining our future.
I think we suffer here from some of the worst peat hags, deepest peat grips and some of the worst erosion anywhere in any of the sort of moorland areas in Scotland.
It's not a very good place to be when you can't get your house insured or your business insured and you're still living under the threat of flooding. Now, we in the Yearn Stane Project firmly believe that if we can bring this landscape back to life and bring the bog back to its best, that it can hold water, then it would slow up the water coming down off the hill and it would give people a better chance of even mitigating against flood on these occasions.
The most important thing about it for me is all about reconnecting people and communities with this landscape. I think we need to start to think, well, the models that we have been using in terms of land management and conservation, they're not working. And that's not saying that it's the conservationist's faults or the farmer's faults.
I think that's where I get great pleasure just in planting a tree, because that fills me with optimism. One tree can make a massive difference.
Woodland therapy is one of the best ways of getting people thinking better of themselves.
We're at the level here now where 6 foot either way can mean the extinction of a plant or an animal, and how are they going to get back here?
And the impact that we see of being able to access what is on our doorstep is huge. The children perform much better in the classroom, they perform much better outside, and they just benefit from the outside spaces hugely.
I like living in Loch Winnoch because I can get out and about in the fresh air, and that's actually good for your mental health in a way.
I think climate change, we need to be able to fix it because we're creating the problems and we need a solution because nature can't fix itself, so we need to kick in and help it.
Farmers are really up against it. We don't want the farmers to be doing anything that's going to hit their bank balance and at the end of the day make life harder for them, because life's hard enough for farmers and for their families.
Probably one fleece is roughly worth 30 pence. It's nothing. It's just literally, it's just pennies. It's just a cost that we need to do and we need to incur. We need to shear them at least once a year.
So what we want to do is to almost create a buffer of expertise and support and non-judgment that will allow them to move forward in a way that suits them, that also fits into our wider remit of making things more sustainable, not just for them but for everybody.
I think it's great that you could start to look at local produce. We're producing it and then we're shipping it all over the country from one end to the other, and there'll be food passing each other going between countries, so it's a bit mad.
Everyone's becoming more and more informed about these big issues, which climate change, biodiversity loss are the two biggies affecting us all. And here in our own patch, we feel, well, things are really bad, we feel, but there's great potential for improvement.
You know, the 3rd generation unemployed single mother in Kilburnie, it's as much her place as it is the person who's riding up here on a £3,000 mountain bike, and it is. But it's how do we bring those things together?
It's actually quite sad in a way, but it's also quite good because it lets us take action on the planet.
We can see this change coming. We're not quite sure what the change will be, but there will be changes in the future. There seems to be quite a lot of drive towards your carbon footprint as farmers.
We're ready for the future anyway, because I think both me and Archie have the look on things that whatever happens, we're ready for the change.
We're the ones that have to be living in this at the end, so we're kind of killing ourselves by killing the environment.
But we've had 200 years of degradation in the first place, so to put that back, it's not going to happen overnight with a flick of a switch. It's going to take time, and it's going to take people. Changing the hearts and minds of people is the biggest challenge. It's a possible achievement. Basically, it's in everybody's interest to do so.